Iran sends a new war message to America. Our response will be firm. Quote, Iranian Foreign Ministry is saying that it had summoned the Swiss official in Tehran and handed him an official warning that Iran would respond immediately and decisively to any threat it might face. The central bank governor has come out and said, we're going to launch a digital dinar and we're going launch industrial projects. You can probably take him seriously because that's coming from the horse's mouth. The central bank announces new plans to expand the Azraflak campaign over the next 2 months. After the dissolution of USAID, approximately 90% of Iraqi organizations are threatened with closure. Quote, U.S. financial support for civil society organizations in Iraq is the largest funding they receive, covering nearly 60%. Security and stability. That's what we need in order to have the exchange rate. Tomorrow marks the first day of a new quarter. Shabibi mentioned it starting on a quarter somewhere. Mark Z. It would be easiest for them to start then. Trump. We may bomb Iran. Quote, U.S. President Donald Trump threatened Iran on Sunday with unprecedented strikes if an agreement is not reached with the country. The United States has pushed the Iraqi government to finalize an agreement with international oil companies, IOCs, to resume crude oil exports through the Iraq-Turkey pipeline, ITP. Quote, State Department. Reopening the ITP ensures Iraqi oil can reach global, especially European markets. Iraq benefits from the stability of resilient supply chains, as we all do. Here we are, once again, stressing the issue of stability. Stability can mean many things. I should imagine this is part of the puzzle that is the Trump promise of lower oil prices. Recall, there was a deal made not long ago on special pricing for the United States. Now Iraq must perform on its contract. The central bank will launch a major initiative to finance industrial projects. This should be a big deal for everybody because it is about doing something different and doing it outside of the tripartite budget. They're going to have an international currency to be able to do these new projects. Germany is pouring in billions of dollars because they know very well what is the future of Iraq. They know very well what is the future of the banks of Iraq, the future of their currency, their exchange rate. Deutschland is not dumb. Office of Grand Ayatollah Sistani. Tomorrow, Monday, is the first day of Eid al-Fitr. Al-Nusayri, 2025 indicators, a strong economy, a recovering dinar, and developing banks. Quote, our dinar is recovering and gradually returning towards an exchange rate against the US dollar towards the equilibrium price targeted by the central bank. He said, gradual, then he talks about an equilibrium price that is being targeted by the CBI. My CBI contact has been telling us that the parallel market must be cracked to drive down the informal price of the dollar to the official CBI rate. Appears to me they are cracking the parallel market. This will not happen overnight. The CBI is not going to divulge this target rate to us, but we do know they told us it is at the official rate or very close to it. Then we were told when this happens this will trigger the project to delete the zeros. The actual full revaluation is supposed to happen after the first week or so of April, but we don't need all the currencies to be revalued for us to begin our exchanges. We're looking good as everything is coming together. Sidani has done everything possible to bring security and stability to the monetary reform of the Central Bank of Iraq that is soon to bring you a new exchange rate with purchasing power. The National Bank of Iraq raises its capital to more than $500 billion dinars after recording an exceptional year. Here is the big one. Article. Iraqi ambassador in Washington. A delegation representing more than 50 American companies will visit Iraq. There will be some high-profile meetings to look at business opportunities in Iraq. We have seen many countries meeting with Iraq recently for investments. We have seen Japan, Germany, France, and the UK all sending delegations to look at doing international business. For them to do this level of international business, they will need an international currency. Al-Sudani. There is no international pressure against energy projects, and our funds in the US are not under guardianship. Quote, we organized a mechanism for importing gas from Iran. The last executive order was only for importing electricity, not gas, despite some talk from the American side about the need to find alternatives to Iranian gas. As a government, we prefer to invest in our existing gas, because we burn about 1,300 cubic meters per day, while our imports at peak times reach 1,000 cubic meters. The value of what is imported amounts to $4 billion, while the value of what is burned amounts to $5 billion, which means that our losses are equal to $9 billion annually between imports and burning. Rafidane Bank General Manager Ali Al-Fadlawi announced that the bank is at the beginning of a new phase, one that is more advanced and influential in the Iraqi financial landscape. Al-Fadlawi said in a press statement, "The bank has witnessed a qualitative transformation in recent years, becoming a pillar of the modern Iraqi banking sector." He explained, "We have contracted with the American University of Baghdad to implement advanced programs in banking management, financial risks, and compliance," noting that advanced systems have been adopted to combat money laundering and terrorist financing, including the UN-backed GoAML system. Al-Fadlawi continued, "We launched a team dedicated to developing banking initiatives and contributed to settling electronic payment revenues for most government departments." He added, "We launched electronic payment services that made it easier for employees and retirees to receive their benefits. We aspired to make Rafidane Bank a model of banking leadership in Iraq and the region." A source reported on Monday that one of al-Sudani's bodyguards was killed and others were injured when a vehicle belonging to his convoy overturned in Wasid Governorate. A source told Al-Maluma news agency, "A vehicle belonging to the convoy of Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani overturned in the Sheikh Saad district, west of Kut, in Wasid Governorate." He added, "The accident resulted in the death of one of al-Sudani's security personnel and the injury of others." Former MP Farad al-Tamimi confirmed on Monday that Iraq spends approximately $300 million annually on importing agricultural crops from neighboring countries, despite possessing the potential to achieve self-sufficiency. Al-Tamimi told Al-Maluma, "Iraq possesses significant advantages in the agricultural sector that enable it to move beyond self-sufficiency and reach exporting, especially since experience has proven its success in this regard by adopting a comprehensive strategy based on modern agricultural technology, which ensures economic feasibility in production and reduces the impact of drought and scarce water resources." He added, "Iraq spends at least $250 to $300 million annually to import agricultural crops. This is a huge sum of money that could be directed towards supporting local production, which would contribute to enhancing food security and reducing dependence on imports." He pointed out the need to develop a strategic plan that ensures sustainable self-sufficiency throughout the year, so that these funds remain part of farmers' income, contributing to economic recovery in villages and rural areas and reducing the losses incurred by the agricultural sector in past seasons. It's worth noting that the agricultural sector in Iraq faces significant challenges, most notably water scarcity, climate change, and weak government support, leading to declining production and increased reliance on imports.